got a chance to see the wild robot. Let's talk about it right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me as we rant about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. My name is Frank Zanca. I'm an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. And yeah, we're going to talk about Wild Robot. Before we do, remember to give me a like and a subscribe if you can. As I said, I'm also a comic book writer, so look what just came in the mail. This is my Vampire Mob set in 1950s Hollywood. This is my prototype copy. I'm going to be going into full print run. But yeah, it's got that 50s feel, and we have plenty of blood, sex, and gore in it. So if you want to jump on that, let me know, because I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to go in my print run probably next week. All right, plus I'm also a board game designer, and for Halloween coming up, me and Mark Spears, there's a lot of comic book covers from Marvel and DC, among others. We just teamed up to do Mythlords Classic Monsters card game, where you can play as your favorite classic monster. And check out the description in the link below, or the link in the description below, I should say, for Kickstarter. It's going to tell you when we're going to get notified, because we're going to start it probably in a week, which is October 1st. So definitely sign up now, and you'll see the Kickstarter link in the description below. All right, so let's jump into the Wild Robot. So I was going to go see Megalopolis, but the reviews have been so horrifically awful that I decided to pass on it. And this was playing at the same time, and this one had really good reviews. And I don't have a problem seeing, cartoons. I was literally the only person in the theater because we were about to have a hurricane. And I guess that deviated everybody from actually going to the movies. So the whole movie, aside from there was one religious film that was releasing that had like a special screening, there was no people there. Otherwise, every theater that I walked into was empty, completely empty. So anyway, I hope that changes for this weekend, so we don't have a poor weekend for the theaters this weekend. But this was, I'm going to say right off the bat, it's a good film. It's written by Chris Sanders, who did Mulan, that I love. How to Train My Dragon, of course, that had, multiple. Lilo and Stitch, that I've never seen, but, he did all the Lilo and Stitch stuff. So we're talking about a very, very accomplished children's writer or animated writer. He also did the Croods or whatever it is. So, he's done just a pile of stuff. So if you're going to put, something like this in someone's hands, you could do far worse, for certain. So I think he wrote and directed it. The animation is good. It's nowadays, all the animation looks the same, because it's all, 3D animation. Yes, he did. He wrote it and directed it. So it stars, the storyline is, and it's interesting because it's about migration. So I'm sure that when they were creating the film, because it probably took them several years to do it, and migration came out, they were like, uh-oh. 2 movies about migration. And I mean bird migration when I say that, because that's what this is about. That's the general plot line, of course. That is not what the underlying thing is about. The underlying thing is about family. It's about breaking down the barriers where predators and prey rely on one another when it comes into tough times, which goes into the whole family thing. It's about being a mother and being able to let go. It's also about children giving their parents, even if they're adopted parents, the respect they deserve and understanding the sacrifices that are made. So we got some really heavy topics that are put into this film. And it doesn't shy away from death either. because they don't show any of it, but there's, a couple of scenes where one of the characters is told that one of the other animals or whatever else is dead. So if you're bringing young children in there, just know that you're gonna be dealing with those questions. Lupita Nyong'o, she's always great. No matter what she does, she's always great. She does a really good job in this voice. And Pedro Pascal, I'm so tired of Pedro Pascal. Seeing he's got to be the richest actor in Hollywood. Literally every other film has him in it. I mean, we also, TV shows, whatever. I mean, he's even going to be in the new Gladiator film. I mean, literally every other film he's a star of. It's crazy. Not that he didn't do a good job. His voice fit this character very well. It's kind of the voice of the fox, kind of like what they did with Zootopia. It's that kind of thing. So Bill Nighy is always great also. So the cast is like through the roof. Kit Connor, I don't know that person. He's done some TV shows, but I've never really picked him out of any cast that I've seen him in. But anyway, and Mark Hamill, which, I used to be excited to have Mark Hamill in a film. Now, he's the force you guy. Go force yourself guy. So I'm not as excited to see his name anywhere anymore, unfortunately, because I grew up with idolizing him. Ving Rhames, great to see him back. Of course, we see him in Mission Impossible. But I didn't even realize that was his voice when the character came on until the ending. So he did a really good job because I couldn't even tell it was him. But anyway, all across the board, D. Bradley Baker, who does voiceovers for, DC mostly. I think he also did Clone Wars, I think. I think he played Alfred, and then I think he also did Clone Wars. So he's just a savant when it comes to that. He played the raccoons. He did a lower thing. And right off Beetlejuice, we have Catherine O'Hara, who plays the possum mother. She was great. I mean, that character was great. And all the little kids. Nowadays, the little kids are always, there's something cutesy where they keep saying, is he dead? Are they going to die? Whatever else. They did the same thing with the Mario movie, with the star. It's, we're going to, another, body for the cruncher or whatever else, for the grinder. So they have the cute voice, but they're always talking about death. And that's because they're playing possum. So they're pretending to die, which I thought was interesting. The film has a lot of little nuances and really interesting characters and everything in it. I was wondering, because the beaver guy was constantly eating at the biggest tree and could never topple it. And that was, a running gag through. I'm like, is this ever going to pay off? Is this tree ever going to fall? And it does. Everything in it does pay off, which shows a good writer. Because whenever, like, it's the smoking gun thing, whenever you see a gun in the beginning in the Act 1, it has to be fired by Act 3. So that's just a rule of writing. So whenever you see something come up, we've got to see it pay off. So the storyline, of course, is that we have a shipment of robots going off that goes off course or crashes or whatever. We don't really find out till the end what really happened with it. And all the other robots are destroyed except for Roz. And Roz, which is Lupita Nyong'o, she ends up looking for a purpose, because her whole thing is that I need to be helpful, I need to have a mission, and she ends up finding it when she accidentally destroys a nest, killing the mother and the other baby. So she ends up taking the egg, which you basically can see in the trailer, and then taking care of this chick, which is a When it's not a pelican. I forgot what kind of bird it was, but a goose. It was a goose. And she has to raise this thing and teach it how to swim and teach it how to fly in time for the migration. Meanwhile, she wants to go back to the factory to, find out where she belongs. But, in all the things, she realizes that she belongs with the animals. So that's the basic storyline. And, of course, as I said, there's all these other things thrown in there that are about family and mothering and being a child and all that stuff and appreciating, the adults in your life and all that stuff. And appreciating sacrifice. So, yeah, definitely worth seeing. Will I see it again? Probably not. It's not like The Incredibles where, there's action in it or anything to that effect. It's more of a nuanced type of film than an action film like Mulan and things like that. So I probably won't be watching it again. But I do suggest you taking your kids to see it if you have kids. And even if you're not, even if you're an adult, there's plenty of themes in there for adults to appreciate. And again, it's very well written. So I'm going to probably give it an 8 out of 10. I think it was definitely worth the watch. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Remember to give me that like, give me that thumbs up if you can, and if you can, subscribe, ring that bell, ding, ding. It's free, why not? Plus, remember, the description below has the link to Kickstarter, so you can sign up for Mythlord's classic Monsters card game, where you can play as your favorite monster. You can create your monster army and attack locations like the Mummy's Tomb and the Ghost Ship. We also have a Dark Oz expansion, and it also comes with STLs for figures, where we have Dracula and Frankenstein, and there's 2 more as well that come with it for free. All right, again, thanks for watching, guys, all the way through. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.